Oh, there you are. I forgot to give you the list of guests.
Oh, thank you, old girl. Let's see. Well, doesn't look like there's anyone too important. However, Miss Claythorne, she'd be the secretary?
I don't hold much of secretaries. Western hospital nurses, I say, always giving themselves airs and graces and looking down upon the servants.
Dear, why don't you get back to that lovely, up-to-date, fancy, expensive kitchen of yours?
Too many newfangled gadgets for my fancy.
Oh, get going. So, this is it.
How perfectly lovely.
Miss Claythorne?
You're Rogers?
Yes, Miss. Good evening.
Good evening, Rogers. Will you bring up my luggage in Captain Lombard's?
Of course, Miss.
You've been here before?
No, but I've heard plenty of stories about the place.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Owen.
No, from Johnny Brewer, an old pal of mine. He built this place. It's actually a rather sad and poignant story.
A love story?
Oh yes, the saddest of all. He was a rich old boy. Fell in love with the famous Lily Logan. Married her. Bought the island and built this for her.
Sounds most romantic.
Poor Johnny. He thought that cutting her off from the rest of the world without even a telephone as a means of communication, that he could hold her.
But of course, the fair Lily tired of her ivory tower and escaped.
Uh-huh. Johnny went back to Wall Street, made a few more millions, and the place was sold.
And here we are. Well, I want to find Mrs. Owen. The others will be up in a minute.
Well, it would be rather rude of you to leave me here by myself.
Would it? Oh, well, I wonder where she is.
She'll come along when she's ready. While we're waiting, though, you think that I have myself a drink? Very dry.
Of course you could.
It's rather warm after that steep climb. What's yours?
No thanks. Not for me. Not on duty.
Good secretary is never off duty.
Oh, really? Oh, this is exciting.
What is?
Well, all this. The smell of the sea, the gulls, the beach, and this lovely house. I think I am going to enjoy myself.
I think you are. I think we both are. Here's to you. You are very lovely.
Where is Mrs. Owen?
Mr. and Mrs. Owen won't be down till tomorrow, Miss. I thought you knew.
Tomorrow? Why?
Yes, they did send along a guest list, though.
Oh.
There you go, Miss.
Thank you. Oh, how awful. I say, you will be sweet to help me, won't you?
I wouldn't move from your side.
Thank you. It seems rather silly to have brought only us in the first row and all the rest in the second.
That, I'm afraid, was more design than accident.
Design? What do you mean?
Well, I suggested to the boatman there was no need to wait for any more passengers. That 5 shillings soon had the engine stopped.
You shouldn't have done that.
Not a very exciting lot, are they?
Well, I thought the young man was rather nice looking.
Ah. Callow. Definitely callow. But very, very young.
I suppose you think a man in his 30s is more attractive.
Well, I don't think, my dear. I know. Hello.
Wizard place you got here.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid.
Oh.
It won't be done until tomorrow. Oh, may I introduce Captain Lombard?
Marston, Anthony Marston.
Have a drink?
Wizard.
What do you have? Gin, whiskey, sherry?
Whiskey, I think.
Wonderful place you have here, quite wonderful.
Oh, I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid. It won't be down until tomorrow.
You say when?
Wizard.
How do you do?
My name's Lombard. Have a drink, Mr.
Davis! Davis is the name.
Mr. Davis, Mr. Marston.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Marsden. Thank you, Mr. Lombard. Don't mind if I do. A bit of a stiff climb up here it was. But what a view, and what a height. Reminds me of South Africa, it does.
Does it? What part?
Natal, Durban, you know.
Really?
Well, here's the moderation. Do you know South Africa?
Me? No.
Ah, that's where I'm from. That's my Natal state.
Interesting country, I should think.
The most interesting country in the world. Gold and silver and diamonds. Talk about a land just flowing with beer and skittles.
How do you do?
Oh, General Mackenzie, isn't it? I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid. It won't be down until tomorrow. Can I introduce Captain Lombard, Mr. Marston, and Mr.
Davis! Davis is the name. Pleased to meet you.
How do you do?
Like a whiskey, sir?
You're in the service.
Formerly of the King's African Rifles, but detained for me in peacetime, I chucked it.
Where's Mrs. Owen? Oh, I'm Mrs. Owen's secretary. Mrs. Owen has been detained in London, I'm afraid. And
Won't be down until tomorrow.
Indeed. Extraordinary. Did she miss the train?
I expect so. Won't you have something? May I introduce Captain Lombard, General Mackenzie, Mr. Marston, I think you all met on the boat, and Mr.
Davis is the name. Can I take your bag?
Do let me make you a drink. A dry martini, a glass of sherry, a whiskey soda.
Touch alcohol?
You never touch alcohol?
I suppose you know, young man, that you left us standing there on the wall.
Oh, I'm afraid, Miss Brenda, I was to blame for that. I wanted
Oh,
to...
I find it most extraordinary that Mrs. Owen is not here to greet her guests.
Well, perhaps she's the kind of person who just can't help missing trains.
That's what I reckon she is.
Not at all. Mrs. Owen isn't the least like that.
Well, perhaps it's her husband's fault.
Oh, she hasn't got a husband. Oh, I should like to go to my room.
Of course, I'll take you there.
Yes, Miss Rogers will meet you upstairs. She'll show you the way.
It seems our host and hostess haven't turned up, but my name's Lombard.
Mine's Wargrave. How do you do?
How do you do? Have a drink?
Whiskey, please.
Davis! Davis is the name. Wonderful place you have here. Quite unique.
As you say, quite unique.
Your drink, sir. Thank you.
Has old Badger Barkley rolled up yet?
Sorry, who did you say?
Badger Barkley! He roped me in for this show. When's he coming?
I don't think he is coming. No one by the name of Barkley.
The dirty double-crosser! He's let me down! Well, it is a rather wizard island, and that secretary is a rather wizard girl. She ought to liven things up a bit. I say, old man, if there's time, what about dressing for dinner?
Let's go explore.
Wizard?
Things are a bit at 6s and 7s with the Owens not turning up.
Tricky, what? I say, wizard place for a holiday.
Aren't you going to sit down? Well, to tell you the truth, you seem to be in my chair. I am sorry, I was not aware you were one of the family. Not that you sat here. To tell you the truth, I've never been here before. But you see, I've been for the last 10 years. My chief is just about there. Can't get used to sitting anywhere else. It becomes a bit of a habit. I say, to tell you the truth, I was rather surprised by receiving the invitation and haven't had anything of the sort for over 4 years. It seemed nice of it anyway.
May I take your keys, sir?
Is Lady Constance Covington expected here? Can you tell me?
Lady Constance Covington? I don't believe so, sir. Unless she's coming down with the Owens by train tomorrow. And you, sir? May I take your key?
I think I'll unpack for myself, thank you.
All right. Dinner will be at 8 o'clock sharp. Would you gentlemen like me to show you to your rooms?
Yes, please.
It's this way, sir.
Thank you, Richmond.
Well.
Ah, here you are, sir. I'll let Rogers know you're here. I'll be ready to go. That's a little better, Doc. Thank you very much, sir.
Davis is the name.
Hi, Doctor.
Dr. Armstrong, isn't it?
Yes.
I thought so. Never forget a face.
Don't tell me I've forgotten one of my patients.
Oh, no, nothing like that. I just saw you in court once giving expert evidence.
Oh, really? Are you interested in the law?
I'm from South Africa, so naturally legal process in this country would be very interesting to a colonial such as myself.
Yes, of course.
Say, would you care for a drink?
No, thank you. I never touch it.
Do you mind if I do? Mine seems to be empty.
What is this?
I was just out having a look around this island. Wonderful place, isn't it?
Wonderful. I thought as I was coming across the mainland what a haven of peace this was.
A bit too peaceful for some, I dare say.
Wonderfully restful, wonderful for the nerves. I'm a nerve specialist, you know.
Oh, yes, I knew that. Did you take the train down?
No, I walked it down. Dropped it on patient to find. Great improvement, wonderful response. Some malice young fellow nearly drove me into the ditch near Amesbury. Shot past me going about 80 miles an hour. Disgraceful bit of driving. I'd like to have asked an hour.
Yes, and if only more people would take down the numbers of these young road officers, well, it would be a better place.
Yes, well, you must excuse me. I must have a word with Mr. Owen.
Oh, but Mr. Owen won't be coming down.
You rang, sir.
Yes. Rogers, take my hand, would you? What time is supper?
Dinner. will be at 8 o'clock sharp, in a quarter of an hour, and it would appear that dressing will be optional.
You've got a nice place here, eh?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Have you been here long?
Only a week, sir.
That's all. Don't suppose you know much about a crowd that's here then?
I couldn't say, sir.
Old friends of the family, I suppose.
I wouldn't know, sir.
All right. Say, Rogers,
Yes, sir.
you think you'll bring some sandwiches and a bottle of beer up to my room at night? I get an hell of an appetite with this sea air.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do, sir.
Rogers, hey. I see you won't lose by it.
Oh,
Where is my room?
This way, sir.
Thank you. I could use a bit of a wash and a brush up straight away.
Indeed, sir.
This one.
To the left, sir.
Oh, there you are, Rogers. You know, you ought to clean these dirty glasses. You always leave the dirty one for me. Here I am with a full-course dinner on my hands and no one to help me. You ought to help me with the dishing up now. Who was that you were talking to, by the way?
Oh, Davis, a South African gentleman. Absolutely no money if you ask me, and not an ounce of class either.
Well, I don't mind. I don't like any of them much. Much more like that bunch better than the boarding house, I'd say.
Yes, he likes to seem like he's a millionaire, but you should see his underwear. They're as cheap as they come.
Well, as I said, Rogers, this is not treating us right. No maid's not coming until the morning, and all these visitors arriving tonight. What do they think we are?
Well, dear, they're paying us good money.
So it ought to be. Catch me going into service if it was the money was good.
Money is good, so what are you going on about?
Well, I can tell you this, Rogers. I am not staying in any place where I am being put upon. Cooking is my business. I'm a good cook.
You're a first-rate old girl, first-rate.
But the kitchen is my place, and this housework's none of my business. I've got a mind to put my hat and coat on and walk straight out and go back to Plymouth.
You really can't do that, my dear.
Who's to say I can't? Why not, should I like to know?
Well, we are on an island, or did you forget that part?
Yes, and I don't know as I fancy being on an island.
No, I can't say I fancy it either. It's not like you can just nip down to the pub or go to the cinema for a picture. And they are paying us double on account of the difficulties. And, well, there's plenty of beer on the island, too.
And that's all you ever think about is beer.
Oh, Ethel, why don't you head back to the kitchen before that dinner of yours spoils?
It'll be spoiled anyway. I expect everybody's going to be late and wasted on them. Thank goodness I didn't make a souffle. Oh, miss, dinner won't be a moment. Just a matter of the dishing up.
Is everything all right, Rogers? Can you manage between the two of you?
Yes, miss. The wife, she likes to talk a lot, but she gets it all done in the end.
Oh, what a lovely evening.
Yes, indeed. The weather seems very settled.
How plainly one can hear the sea.
Yes, a pleasant sound.
Hardly a breath of wind and deliciously warm. Not like London at all.
I should have thought you might feel a little uncomfortable in that dress.
Oh, no.
It's rather tight, isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Excuse me, my dear, but you're a young girl, and you still have your leaving to learn.
Yes.
Well, a well-bred woman doesn't want her secretary to appear flashy. It looks, you know, like you're trying to attract the attention of the opposite sex.
And would you say I do attract them?
Well, that's beside the point. Any girl who deliberately sets out to get the attention of men won't be likely to keep her job long.
Ah, surely that depends on who she's working for.
Oh, really, Miss Claythorne?
Aren't you being a little unkind?
Oh, young people, please. Behave in the most disgusting fashion.
Disgusting.
Yes. Low-back evening dresses, lying about half naked on the beaches, or this so-called Sunday. It's just an excuse for immoral conduct, nothing more. Familiarity, Christian names, drinking cocktails. Oh, and look at the young men nowadays. Decadent. Oh, look at that young master. What good is he? And that Captain Lombard.
Oh, what do you object to in Captain Lombard? I should say he was a man who's led a very varied and interesting life.
Oh, the man's an adventurer. Oh, the younger generation is no good. No good at all.
You don't like youth, I see.
What do you mean?
I was just remarking that you don't like young people.
Oh, and is there any reason why I should, pray?
Oh, no, but it seems to me you must miss an awful lot.
Oh, you're very impertinent.
I'm sorry, but that's just what I think.
Oh, the world will never improve until we stamp out immodesty.
Quite pathological.
What did you say?
Nothing.
So, what about the old boy?
He looks rather like a tortoise, don't you think so?
All judges look like tortoises. They have that venomous way of sticking their heads in and out. Mr. Justice Wargrave is no exception.
I hadn't realized he was a judge.
Oh, yes. He's probably responsible for sending more innocent people to their death than any other man in England. Hello, you. Have you two met? Dr. Armstrong, Miss Claythorne. Armstrong and I were just discussing how we think that the old boy is really...
I heard you, and so did he, I think.
What?
Mr. Lawrence.
Mr. Correct, isn't it?
Yes. And there's something I'd like to ask you. Would you come out here?
Remarkably fine.
Right?
Absolutely wizard car! A supercharged sports Barletti Carlotta! You don't see many of those on the road. I can get over 100 out of her.
Did you come down from London?
Yes, 208 miles, and I did it in a bit over 4 hours. Too many cars on the road, though, to keep it up. I touched 90 going over Salisbury Plain.
I think you passed me on the road.
Oh, yes?
Yes, you nearly drove me into the ditch.
Did I? Sorry.
If I had had your number, I would have reported you.
But you were footling along the middle of the road!
Footling? Me footling?
I wonder what's about a drink, sir.
Good idea! Would you like a drink, Miss Clayton?
Good evening, Mrs. Owen.
Why, Mrs. Owen?
Well, you make a beautiful wife for any wealthy businessman.
Do you always flirt so outrageously?
Oh, always.
Oh, well now we know.
Tell me, what is old Miss Brent and the judge talking about outside? Heard the buttonhole him upstairs.
Don't know. Funny, she seemed so definite there wasn't a Mr. Owen.
You don't think that Mrs. Owen, that there isn't, that they aren't?
What, married, you mean?
It's a shame we don't know each other. I could have given you a lift down from London.
Yes, that would have been grand.
I'd like to show you what I can do across Salisbury Plain. And I'd like to give you a ride back.
Oh, what time?
But it seems damn silly. I've got an empty car.
Yes, well, she already likes the way she's going back and really
Look, aren't they sweet? Those little China soldiers. Oh, and there's the old nursery rhyme.
What are you talking about? What soldiers, what rhyme?
10 little soldier boys going out to dine. One choked his little self, and then there were 9. 9 little soldier boys sat up very late. One overslept himself. And then there were 8.
8 little soldier boys traveling in Devon. 1 got left behind, and then there was 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, silence please. You are charged with these indictments, that you did respectively and at divers times commit the following. Edward Armstrong, that you did cause the death of Louisa Mary Cleese. William Henry Blore, that you brought about the death of James Stephen Lender. Emily Caroline Grant, that you were responsible for the death of Beatrice Taylor. Vera Elizabeth Claythorne, that you killed Peter Ogilvy Hamilton. Philip Lombard, that you were guilty of the deaths of 21 men, members of an East African tribe. John Gordon Mackenzie, that you sent your wife's lover, Arthur Richmond, to his death. Anthony James Marsden, that you were guilty of the murder of John and Lucy Coombs. Thomas Rogers and Ethel Rogers, that you brought about the death of Jennifer Brady. Lawrence John Wargrave, that you were guilty of the murder of Edward Seaton. Prisoners at the bar, have you anything to say in your defense?
Highly irregular.
It's nothing much. She's fainted, that's all. She'll be round in a minute. Somebody get some brandy.
Rogers, get some brandy. Hey.
Who was that speaking?
What's going on here? What sort of practical joke is that?
Where the devil did that voice come from? Here we are.
Turn it off! Turn it off! It's horrible!
Graceful, heartless, practical joke.
So you think it's a joke, do you?
What else could it be?
I'm not prepared to give an opinion at the moment.
But who the devil turned it on? And set it going?
We must inquire into that.
Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me.
Ethel, it's all right, Ethel. Pull yourself together.
You'll be all right now, Mrs. Rogers. It was just a nasty turn.
Did I faint, sir?
Yes.
It was the voice. It was the awful voice. Like a judgment.
Where's the brandy?
The brandy here now. Oh.
Mrs. Rogers, here. Drink this.
I'm all right now. It just gave me a turn, is all.
Yes, my dear, it gave us all quite a turn. Wicked lies and us. I'd like to...
Who was it put the record on the gramophone? Was it you, Rogers?
I was only following orders, sir.
Whose orders?
Mr. Owens.
Be very clear about this. Mr. Owen's orders were what exactly?
I was to put a record on the gramophone in the study. I would find a drawer that had records in them, and I was supposed to start with that one in particular. I simply thought it was a piece of music, that's all.
A very remarkable story.
Well, it's the truth, sir. It's the honest truth. I really thought it was a piece of music. There was a title on the record and everything.
Is there a title?
Yes. It's entitled Swan Song.
The whole thing is preposterous. Preposterous! Stringing accusations about her. Something ought to be done about it. This fellow Owens, whoever he is, ought to be apprehended.
That's just it. Who is it?
Yes.
That is exactly what we must inquire into. For now, however, Rogers, I think you'd best get your wife to bed, and then come back here.
Yes, I'll give you a hand.
Will she be all right, Doctor?
Yes, quite all right.
Preposterous. Very.
I don't know about you, sir, but I feel I need another drink.
I agree.
I'll get them. Whiskey for you, Sir Lawrence?
I should like a glass of water, please.
Yes, I'll get it. I have a little whiskey, too.
Well, she'll be all right. I've given her sedative.
Doctor, do you want something to drink after all of this?
No, thank you. I never touch it.
Oh, so you said. General, you'll have this one.
Now, Rogers, we must get to the bottom of this. Tell us everything you know about Mr. Owen.
He owns the house,
I'm aware of that fact. What I want you to tell me is what you yourself know of the man.
Come on, spit it out.
Nothing. I've never seen him, sir.
What do you mean you haven't seen him?
Well, my wife and I were engaged by post from an agency, the Regina in Plymouth.
That's a high-class place. We can check on that.
You have that letter.
The letter engaging us, sir? Yes.
Go on with your story.
My wife and I were assigned to be here a week ago. We would find the house fully stocked and ready. The only thing it would need was some light dusting, and that's all.
What next?
We were to prepare the house for a party of 8. Then by post yesterday I received another letter. It said that Mr. and Mrs. Owen may be detained, and if they were, we were to do the best that we could. There are instructions in there for the dinner, and also for putting the record on the gramophone. I have that letter too, if you would like.
Headed Ritz Hotel, a typewritten.
Coronation machine. Number 5. Quite new. No defects. Ensign paper, most common type. Shan't get much out of that. We got to try it for prints, but it's been handled too much.
Quite the little detective. Got some fancy Christian names. Ulick Norman Owen. Quite a mouthful, really.
I'm obliged to you, Mr. Marston, for drawing my attention to a curious and suggestive point. I think the time has come for us all to pool information. It would be well for us to share what information we have on our host. We are all his guests. I believe it would be profitable to determine exactly how that came to be.
All this is very peculiar. I received a letter with a signature that was not very easy to read. It purported to be from a woman who I had met at a certain sum or 2 weeks ago. I took the name to be Alden. I'm quite certain I have never met or become friendly with anyone of the name of Owen.
You have that letter, Miss Grant.
Yes, I will fetch it for you.
Miss Claythorne.
I never actually met Mrs. Owen. I I wanted a holiday post and applied to a secretarial agency, Miss Grenfell's in London. I was offered this post and accepted.
You never actually interviewed with the prospective employer?
No. Here's the letter.
Soldier Island, Sticklehaven, Devon. I've received your name from Miss Grenfell's agency. I understand she knows you personally. I shall be glad to pay you the salary you ask and shall expect you to take up your duties on August 8th. The train is the 12:10 from Paddington. You'll be met at Oakbridge Station. I enclose £5 for expenses. Yours truly, Una Nancy Owen. Mr. Marston!
I don't actually know the Owens. Got a wire from an old pal of mine. Badger Barkley. Told me to roll up here. Caught me by surprise as I thought the old horse had gone to Norway. I haven't got the wire.
Thank you. Dr. Armstrong.
In the circumstances, I think I may admit that my visit here was professional. Mr. Owen wrote me that he was worried about his wife's state of health and nerves to be precise. He wanted full report without her being alarmed, therefore suggested that my visit be regarded as that of an ordinary guest.
You had no previous acquaintance with the family.
No.
But you had no hesitation in obeying the summons.
A colleague of mine was mentioned and a very handsome fee was suggested. I was due for a holiday anyway.
Dear Miss Brent, I do hope you remember me. We were together at Bellhaven Guest House in August some years ago, and we seem to have so much in common. I'm starting a guest house of my own on an island off the coast of Devon. I think there's really an opening for a place where there is good plain English cooking and a nice old-fashioned type of person. None of this nudity and gramophones half the night. I shall be very glad if you can see your way to spending your summer holiday on Soldier Island as my guest, of course. I suggest August 8th, 12:40 from Paddington to Oakbridge. Yours sincerely, U.N. Yes. The signature is rather ambiguous.
I like the nudity touch.
Here is my own decoy letter from an old friend of mine, Lady Constance Covington. She writes in her usual vague, incoherent way, urges me to join her here, and refers to her host and hostess in the vaguest of terms.
Now look here, I've just thought of something.
In a minute.
But I really think this is something you would like to know, being that a few of the names were...
Please, Captain, allow us to take one thing at a time. General Mackenzie.
Got a letter from this fellow Owen. Must have met him some time ago. I'll get to mention some cronies of mine who are to be here. Hoped I'd excuse it for the invitation. Haven't kept the letter.
And you, Captain?
Same sort of thing. Invitation mentioning friends. I haven't kept it.
We just had a very disturbing experience. An apparently disembodied voice addressed us all by name and made certain definite accusations. We will address those accusations presently. At the moment, I would like to focus on a minor point. Of the names mentioned, one was William Henry Blore. Now, to the best of our knowledge, there is no one named Blore amongst us. The name of Davis, however, was not mentioned. What have you to say about that, Mr. Davis?
Cat's out of the bag, it seems. Suppose now would be a good time to admit my name isn't Davis.
You are William Henry Blore.
That's right.
I'll add something to that.
In addition to being here under a false name, Mr. Law. But in addition, I've noted this evening that you are a first-class liar. Claim you're from Natal, South Africa. Well, I'm familiar with Natal and South Africa, and I'm prepared to swear that you have never set foot there in your life.
You gentlemen have got me all wrong. I'm an ex-CID man.
Oh, a copper.
That's right. I've got me credentials, I can prove it. I was put onto this job. I run a detective agency in Plymouth.
By whom?
Mr. Owen sent me a nice money order for expenses, told me I should come down here, join the party posing as a guest. Sent me a list of all of your names and told me that I should watch all of you.
Any reason given?
Yeah. Said Mrs. Owen had got some nice jewels and that... Mrs. Owen, me foot, I don't believe there's any such person.
I think your suspicions, sir, are justified. Ulick Norman Owen. Una Nancy Owen. That is to say, in each case, U.N. Owen, or, by a slight stretch of the fancy, unknown.
It's fantastic. Mad.
Oh yes, there is no doubt in my mind that we've been invited here by a madman. Probably a dangerous homicidal lunatic.
Oh my God.
Whoever our unknown host is, they have a great deal of information about us. A very great deal. And with this information, they have made certain definite accusations.
It's all well.
Our host has accused me of the murder of one Edward Seaton. I remember Seaton very well. He came to trial before me in June of 1930, accused of the murder of an elderly woman. He was ably defended and made a good showing in front of the jury in the witness box. However, based on the evidence, he was clearly guilty. I summed up accordingly, and the jury returned a verdict of guilty. In agreeing with the verdict, I sentenced Seaton to death. An appeal was lodged on the basis of misdirection. That appeal was dismissed, and Seaton was summarily executed. Allow me to state here before all of you, I did my duty and nothing more. I sentenced a rightly convicted murderer to death.
Did you know Miss Seaton at all? Personally?
I had no knowledge of Seaton previous to the trial.
The old boy's lying. I swear he's lying.
Fellow's a madman. An absolute madman. Got a bee in his bonnet. Got a hold of the wrong end of the stick all round. Yes, best to leave this sort of thing unanswered. I'd just like to say, no truth whatever in what he said about that young Arthur Richmond. Richmond was one of my officers. I sent him on reconnaissance in 1917. He was killed. What should I to say? He said very much, my wife. It's in the wrong time. Best woman in the world. Yes, absolutely. She's his wife. She's his wife.
I've just been thinking. Sean and Lucy Coombs. Must have been a couple of kids I ran over near Cambridge. Beastly bad luck.
For them or for you?
Well, I was thinking for me, but of course you're right. It was damn bad luck for them, too. It was all pure accident. They came running out of some cottage or another, I had my license suspended for a year! Beastly nuisance!
This speeding is all wrong. All wrong. Young men like you are a danger to the community.
It was all simply an accident. I couldn't help myself.
If I may say something, sir.
Go ahead, Rogers.
Thank you, sir. There was a mention of me and my wife and a Miss Jennifer Brady. There was not an ounce of truth to that whatsoever. My wife and I came to Miss Brady, and she was always sick from the time we knew her till her passing. I remember the night she died. There had been a rather bad storm. The trees had fallen and knocked down the phone lines, so we were unable to phone for help. I ran to the doctor on foot, and by the time we arrived back, she had already passed. There was nothing more that could be done for her. There was never a word said against either of us at all. Never a word.
Got a nice little something, I suppose, at a passing, didn't you?
My wife and I received a nice legacy for our dedicated service. Not that it's any of your concern.
What about you, Mr. Blow?
What about me?
Your name was on the record.
Well, that lender thing you mean? It was the London and Commercial Bank robbery job it was referring to. The papers.
I remember the case, though it didn't come before me. You were the police officer in charge of the investigation, I believe.
I was, my lord.
Linda was convicted based on your testimony. He was sentenced to a lifetime of penal servitude in Dartmoor. Died a month later. He was a delicate man.
He was a crook, he was. It was him as put the one night watchman out. The case was clear from the start.
You were, I believe, complimented on your able handling of the case.
Got me promotion. Only doing my duty.
It's a convenient word. Duty. What about you, Doctor?
I'm at a loss to understand the matter. The name meant nothing to me. What was it? Close? I really can't remember having a patient by that name or its being involved in death in any way. The thing is a complete mystery to me. Of course, it was a long time ago. It could have been one of my operation cases in the hospital. They come in too late, so many of these people, and then when the patient dies, it's always the surgeon's fault.
Then it's better to take up nerve cases and give up surgery. Although some people give up drink.
I protest. You have no right to insinuate such things. I never touch alcohol.
My dear fellow, I never suggested that you did. Anyway, it's Mr. Unknown who has all the facts.
Miss Claypool.
I was nursery governess to Peter Hamilton. We were in Cornwall for the summer. He was forbidden to swim out far. One day when my attention was distracted, we started off. As soon as I saw what happened, I swam after him. Couldn't get there in time.
There was an inquest?
Yes, I was exonerated by the coroner. His mother didn't blame me either.
Thank you. Miss Brent.
I have nothing to say.
Nothing?
Nothing.
You reserve your defense.
Oh, there is no question of defense. I have always acted according to the dictates of my conscience.
What's a law-abiding lot we all seem to be. Myself accepted.
We are waiting for your story, Bandits.
I haven't got the story.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but I plead guilty. It's all perfectly true. I left those natives alone to die in the bush. A matter of self-preservation.
You abandoned your men!
Not quite the act of a proper gentleman, I suppose. But you know, self-preservation is a man's first duty. And natives don't mind dying. They don't feel about it like us Europeans do.
It would seem that our inquiry rests there. Now, Rogers, besides ourselves and you and your wife, who else is on this island?
Nobody, sir.
You're sure?
I'm quite sure, sir.
Thank you. Don't go, Rogers. I'm not yet certain why our host has enticed us all here. However, I am confident that he is not sane in the conventional sense of the word. I believe we are all in grave danger. I think it would be in our best interest to leave this island as soon as possible. I propose we leave here tonight.
That won't be possible, sir. There's no boat on the island.
No boat at all?
No, sir.
Well, why don't you telephone the main boat?
There's no telephone either. Fred and Ericott comes over at 8 o'clock every morning. She brings the bread to the belt, the post, takes the orders, and heads back.
A bit unsporting, what? Ought to ferret out the mystery before we go. The whole thing is like a detective story. Positively thrilling.
At my stage of life, I have no desire for thrills.
The legal life's narrowing. I'm all for crime. Here's to it.
Bit strong. Probably was down the wrong way.
Dead? Dead? Do you mean he just choked and died?
You can call it choking all you want to. This man certainly died of asphyxiation, all right.
And so a man could die like that? Just in a choking hit?
In the middle of life, there's death.
A man doesn't die of a mere choking fit, General Mackenzie. Marston's death is what we would call a natural death.
Was there something in the whiskey?
Yes, but the smell of it was cyanide. Possibly potassium cyanide. It acts pretty well instantaneously.
He must have put the stuff in there himself. We're all fine.
Suicide? Well, that's a rum go.
You never think he'd miss suicide. He was so alive. He was enjoying himself.
Not anymore.
Oh, look. It's one of the little soldiers off the mantelpiece. Broken.
Get up to the top. There's no sign of the boat anywhere.
Well, it's very early still.
Yeah, so I know, but still the woman brings the milk and the bread and all that. You'd think she'd be here by now. sign of breakfast yet.
Oh, don't let's bother about breakfast.
How's the weather looking?
The wind has freshened a bit and it's rather a mackerel sky. Old boy on the train yesterday said we were in for a bit of Jersey weather. Shouldn't wonder if he wasn't right.
I do wish that boat would come. The sooner we get off this island, the better. It's absurd not to get boats on the island.
That's no good, Doctor. There's no place a boat could stand. If you winched and blow from the southeast, why, it would get smashed to pieces on the rocks.
But a boat would always be able to make its way to us from the mainland.
No, Miss Brent, that's exactly what it wouldn't do.
Do you mean we should be cut off from the land?
Yes. Condensed milk, Revita, tin stuff until the gale has blown itself out. But I shouldn't worry. The sea's only a bit choppy.
Anyway, I think the pleasures of living on an island are rather overrated.
I wonder if that boat is going to come. But it's annoying the way the house is built, slap up against the cliff. You can't see the mainland until you climb to the top. Shall we go up there again?
No, Doctor, it wouldn't do no good. You know, a watch pot never boils, and we were just up there now, and there was no sign of the boat putting out.
What could the snare cop be doing?
Ooh, they're all like that in Devon. Never heard themselves.
And where's Rogers? He ought to be about.
You ask me, Master Rogers was pretty badly rattled last night.
Yes, I know. Ghastly, the whole thing.
Got his wind up proper. I take even bet he and his missus did that old lady in.
You really think so?
Well, never saw a man more scared. Guilty as hell, I should say.
Fantastic. The whole thing, fantastic.
I say, suppose he's hopped it.
Who? Rogers?
Yeah.
There isn't any way he could. There's no boat on the island. You just said so.
Well, we've only Rogers' word for that. What if there really was a boat here, and he nipped off on it first thing this morning?
Oh no, he wouldn't be allowed to leave the island.
You sleep well, General. Shouldn't be surprised at that.
I dreamed of Leslie, my wife, you know.
Yes, I know. But where this Narracott is.
Narracott? Who's Narracott?
You remember the lady that brought us over on the boat yesterday?
Yesterday.
I feel like that myself. Bloody gramophone records and suicides, it's about all a man can take. Shan't be sad to see the back of Soldier Island, I give you my word.
So you don't understand.
What's that, General?
I don't like the look of it.
I reckon Marsden's suicide must have taken a pretty heavy toll on him. He looks years older.
Where is that poor young fellow now?
He's in the study. I put him in there myself.
Dr. Armstrong, I suppose it was suicide.
What else could it be?
I don't know, but suicide.
You know, I had a pretty funny thought in the night. It's Mr. Unknown Allen. Suppose he is on the island. Rogers may not have known, or he may have been told to say so. Pretty nasty thought, isn't it?
But would it have been possible for anyone to have tampered with Marston's drink without any one of us seeing him?
Well, it was sitting right there. I suppose anyone could have slipped a dollop of something into it if they wanted to.
Yes, but that does not make sense.
Sir, there you are. I'm looking all over the island for you. Take a look at my wife.
Oh, yes, of course. Is she feeling out of the weather?
Something's going on.
Yes. But you won't leave the island without me.
I wish the boat would come. I hate this place.
Yes, it would be sooner we can contact the police, the better.
The police?
The police must be notified in the event of suicide.
Yes, of course.
No sign of breakfast. I'm gonna starve.
I'm hungry, General. Feeling like breakfast?
Nancy, my dear.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm Claire Claythorne.
Forgive me, I mistook you for my wife.
Oh.
I was waiting for her, you see.
Well, I thought your wife was dead long ago.
So did I. But she's here. On this island.
Morning.
Good morning, Captain Lombard.
Seem to have overslept myself. But not here yet?
No,
A bit late, isn't it?
not as late as you.
Good morning, you. Too bad we could have had a swim before breakfast. Forgot about all this.
Too bad you overslept yourself.
Must have pretty good nerves to sleep like that.
Nothing makes me lose my sleep.
Didn't dream of any African natives by any chance, did you?
No. Did you dream of prisoners in Dartmoor?
I don't think that's funny.
Oh, well, you started it. Anyway, I'm hungry. What about breakfast?
Whole domestic staff seems to have gone on strike.
Well, we can always forage for ourselves.
Hello. That's strange.
What is?
You remember we found one of these little fellows smashed last night?
Yes, that ought to leave 9.
That ought to leave 9. I am certain there were 10 of them here when we arrived.
Well?
Well, there are only 8.
So there are.
I think it's queer, don't you?
No, probably only 9 to begin with. Assume there were 10 because of the rhyme. Hello, Armstrong. What's the matter?
Mrs. Rogers is dead.
What? How?
She died in her sleep. Rogers thought she was still under the influence of the sleeping draught I gave her. He came down here without disturbing her. He lit fire in the kitchen, then did this room, and as she hadn't appeared, he went up, was alarmed by the look of her, and came looking for me. She's been dead 5 hours, I should say.
What was it? Hot?
It's impossible to say. It may have been.
She was pretty badly scared last night.
Yes.
She, I suppose, might have been poisoned, Doctor?
It is perfectly possible.
The same stuff as young Marston.
No. It would have to have been some narcotic or a hypnotic. One of the barbiturates or chloral or something like that.
You gave her some sleeping powders last night, didn't you, Doctor?
Yes, I gave her a mild dose of luminol.
Didn't give her too much, did you?
Certainly not. What do you mean by that?
No offense, I was just thinking if she had a weak heart...
The amount I gave her could not have hurt anyone.
Then what did happen?
It's impossible to say without an autopsy.
If, for instance, this death had occurred in the case of one of your private patients, what would be your procedure?
Without previous knowledge of the state of health, I certainly could not give a certificate.
She was a very nervous-looking creature. She had a bad fright last night. Perhaps it was a heart failure.
Well, her heart certainly failed to beat, but what caused it to fail?
Conscience.
What exactly do you mean by that, Miss Brent?
You all heard. She was accused, together with her husband, of having deliberately murdered her former employer, your lady.
You think that's true, Miss Brent?
Certainly. You all saw her last night. She broke down completely and fainted. The shock of having her wickedness brought home to her was too much for her. She literally died of fear.
It is a possible theory, but one cannot adopt it without a more exact knowledge of her state of health. Perhaps if there was a latent cardiac weakness, then...
Call it if you prefer. And God.
Oh, no, Miss Brent.
You all regard it as impossible that a sinner should be struck down by the wrath of God? Why do not?
My dear lady, in my years of experience with ill-doing, Providence leaves the job of chastisement and conviction to us mortals. And the process is fraught with difficulties. There are no shortcuts.
Let's be practical here. What did the woman have to eat and drink after she went to bed?
Nothing.
Nothing? Nothing at all? Not a cup of tea or a glass of water? Well, I bet she had a cup of tea. That's what always does.
Walter assures me she had nothing whatever.
Well, you might say so.
So that's your idea.
Yeah. Yeah. You heard the accusation last night. What if it's true? Miss Brent, for one, thinks it is. Rogers and his missus did that old lady in. Now they're feeling quite safe and happy about it.
Happy?
Well, they know they're in no immediate danger. And then some lunatic goes and spills the beans. And what happens? It's the woman that's cracked. Goes all to pieces. And did you see him hanging around her as she was coming to? Not all husbandly solicitude. No, not on your life. He was like a cat on hot bricks. That's the position. They done a murder, and they got away with it. But if the whole story's going to get raked up again, it's the woman that gives the show away. She hasn't got the nerve to brazen it out. She becomes a living danger to her husband, and that's what she is. Oh, yeah, they'll keep on lying until the cows come home. They can't be sure of her. So what's he do? Slips a nice little dollop of something into a tea. And after she's had it, he washes the cup in the saucer, and then tells the doctor she ain't had nothing.
No, that's impossible. A man wouldn't do that, not to his wife.
You'd be surprised in this place on what some husbands might do.
Pardon me, miss. I'm getting breakfast ready. I'm not much of a hand as a cook. It's much that has me worried. I could do some fried potatoes or something. Ox tongue and gelatin and there's biscuits and
Yes, that
Lunch? Lunch? We shan't be here for lunch. When the hell is that boat coming?
I hate to tell you, but the boat won't be coming.
What?
Well, if the boat was coming, it would have been here by now. Will there be anything else, miss?
No, thank you, Rogers.
And it's not Rogers? His wife lying upstairs dead in bed and him in the kitchen cooking breakfast and calmly talking about lunch and telling us the boat ain't coming. The hell does he know?
No.
What?
Don't you see? He's dazed. He's just carrying on automatically as a good servant would. That's pathetic, really.
He's pulling a fast one if you ask me.
I think the really significant point is the failure of the boat to arrive. It means we are being deliberately cut off from help.
It's very little time. Very little time.
What's that, General?
Very little time. We mustn't waste it talking about things that don't matter.
So why do you think that Narragaud hasn't turned up?
A ubiquitous Mr. Owen has given orders.
What? Told her it's all some kind of practical joke or something of that kind?
She'd never fall for that. Would she?
Why not? Soldier Island has a reputation for people having crazy parties. This could all be another crazy idea. She knows there's plenty of food and drink on the island. Probably thinks this is all some huge joke.
Couldn't we light a bonfire up on the top of the island so that they'd see it?
No idea.
It's probably been provided against. All signals are to be ignored. We're cut off all right.
But can't we do something?
Yes. Yes, we can do something. We can find this funny gentleman that staged this little joke, this, Mr. Unknown Owen. I'll bet you anything you like. He's somewhere here on the island.
The sooner we find him, the better. In my opinion, he's mad as a hatter, as dangerous as a rattlesnake.
Hardly a very good simile, Captain. A rattlesnake at least gives warning of its approach.
Warning. God, yes. Warning. This was our warning.
Nice.
The 10 little soldier boys rhyme. 10 little soldier boys going out to die. One choked his little self. Marston choked himself, didn't he? 9 little soldier boys sat up very late. One overslept himself. Overslept himself. That part fits Miss Rogers rather well, doesn't it?
You don't think? Do you mean that he wants to kill us all?
Yes, I think so.
And each one fits with the rhyme?
No, it's impossible. It's coincidence. It must be coincidence. So the 8 little soldier boys left. I suppose that's coincidence too. What do you think, Bloor?
I don't like it.
But there's nobody on the island.
Not so certain of that.
No, this is terrible.
None of us will ever leave the island.
Can't somebody shut up, Grandpa?
Don't you agree with me, Sir Lawrence?
Up to a point, yes.
Then the sooner we get started, the better. Come on, Armstrong. Come on, Bloor. We'll make short work of this.
I'm ready. Say, don't suppose anybody thought to bring a revolver with them? Is that too much to ask, maybe?
I've got one.
You always carry a thing about with you.
Usually. I've been in a tight place once or twice.
Well, I'm guessing you've never been in as tight a place as you are today. There's a homicidal lunatic loose on the island. He'll have a whole arsenal. He'll be prepared to use it on you.
You'd be wrong there, Bloor. Most homicidal lunatics are very quiet, unassuming people.
Delightful fellows.
You wouldn't know there was anything wrong with them.
Well, if this Mr. Unknown Owen turns out to be one of them, we'll leave him for you, Doctor. Right, now, let's make a start. Lombard, how about if you do the house? Armstrong and I'll search the island.
Perhaps. House shouldn't be too hard. No sliding doors or secret panels.
But mind he doesn't get you before you get him.
No, don't worry about me. But you two better stick together. Remember, one got left behind.
Right, let's go. Let's go, Armstrong.
A very energetic young man, Captain Lombard.
Don't you think he's right? If someone is hiding on the island, they'll be bound to find him. It's practically their role.
I think the solution to this problem requires brains rather than brawn.
Where are you going?
I am going to go sit in the sun, my dear young lady, and think.
Where did I put that stool? Oh, did you leave it upstairs? Shall I go see if I can find it?
You are go. I know where it's likely to be.
I'm glad Captain Lombard has got a revolver.
You're wasting time. You're wasting time.
Do you think so?
It's much better to sit here.
Oh, wait for what?
At the end, of course. I wish I could find Leslie.
Your wife?
Yes. I wish you'd known her. She was so pretty. So gay.
Was she?
I loved her very much. Of course, I was a lot older than she was. She was 27. Arthur Richmond was 26. He was my 86. And Leslie liked him. They used to talk of music and praise together. She used to make fun of me. I was pleased. I thought she took a motherly interest. Damn fool, wasn't I? like an old fool was. Yes, exactly like a book the way I found out. It was when I was out in France. She wrote to both of us, and she put the letters in the wrong envelope. But you see, I loved her very much. I believed in her. I didn't say anything to him. I let it gather inside. Yeah. So, murderous rage. Damn young hypocrite! I liked the boy. Trusted him.
I wonder what the others are doing.
Sent him to his death. Very easy. Mistakes were being made all the time. All anyone could ever say was that I lost my nerve a bit. Blunder. One of my best men. I never told you I'd come out. We went on living as before. Somehow, nothing is quite real anymore. Diver. With a heart-shaped face. Yeah.
Don't.
I suppose, in a way, it was murder. Murder had always been such a law-abiding man. It didn't seem like that at the time. Serves a damn well right. That's what I said. but
What do you mean?
Don't understand. I thought you would. I thought you would be relieved too that the end was coming.
Why?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, you haven't got to do that yet. Oh, the relief, the blessed relief when you know that you've done with it all, that you haven't got to carry the burden any longer. Don't talk to me that way. You don't understand. I just want to sit out here and wait. Just wait for eventually to come. Let's see, man.
Oh, I'm frightened. Oh, I'm frightened.
All clear. No secret doors. One body.
Oh, don't.
Say, you look low. How about a drink to calm the nerves?
Oh, I drink. 2 corpses in the house at 9 o'clock in the morning, and all you say, have a drink. An old man going quite crackers, have a drink. 10 people accused of murder. Oh, that's all right. Just have a drink. Everything's fine so long as you have a drink.
All right. All right. Stay thirsty.
Oh, you're nothing but a waster, an adventurer. Oh, you make me tired.
I say, you are better. What's the matter, my sweet?
Oh, I am not your sweet.
Sorry, I rather thought you were.
Well, you can think again.
Come now. You know you don't really feel that way. You and I, we have something in common. Rogues and murderers can't fall out.
Rogues and murderers?
All right. All right. You want to company of rogues and murderers? You want to have a drink? I'll go finish searching.
Unpleasant young man. I can't seem to find it anywhere. Is everything the matter?
I am worried about the general.
He had no right to take judgment in his own hands.
What about Beatrice Taylor?
Who?
Well, that was the name, wasn't it?
You are referring to that absurd accusation about myself?
Yes.
And now that we are alone, I have no objection to telling you the facts of the case. Indeed, I should like you to hear them. It was thought fit subject to discuss with the gentleman. So naturally, I refused to say anything last night. That girl, Beatrice Taylor, was in my service. It's greatly conceived in her. She had nice manners and was clean and yielding. I was very pleased with her. Of course, all that was hypocrisy. She was a loose girl with no morals. Disgusting. It was some time before I found out she was what they call. It was quite a shock to me. Glad to say, parents were decent folks and they brought her up strictly. They did not repeat her behavior.
What happened?
Well, naturally, I refused to keep her an hour under my roof. No one shall say I condemn immorality.
Did she drown herself?
Yes.
How old was she?
17.
Only 17.
Quite old enough to know how to behave. I told her no depraved thing she was. I told her she was beyond the pale and that no decent person would take her to the house. I told her a child would be the child of sin and would be branded all its life, and naturally the man would not dream of marrying her. I told her I felt soiled from ever having her under my roof.
You told a girl of 17 all that?
Yes, and I'm glad to say I broke her down utterly.
Oh, poor little devil.
I have no patience for this indulgence towards sin.
And then I suppose you turned her out of the house.
Of course.
And she didn't dare go home. What did you feel like when you found she drowned herself?
Feel like?
Yes. Didn't you blame yourself?
Certainly not. I had nothing with which to reproach myself.
I believe you really feel that way. Oh, that makes it even more horrible.
Oh, the gears are balanced. The heathen are sunk down in the pit they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Oh, the Lord is known by the judgment he executes. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hand.
Breakfast is ready.
The wicked shall be turned into hell. Be quiet!
Breakfast is ready. Do you happen to know where the gentlemen are?
Sir Lawrence Walgrave is sitting out in the sun. Dr. Armstrong and Mr. Law are still searching the island. I shouldn't worry about them.
Oh, shall not the isle shake at the sound of the fall, when the wounded cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of thee?
Shall we go in?
I don't feel like eating.
Breakfast is ready.
Oh, then all the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones and lay away their robes and put off their broidered garments. They shall clothe themselves with trembling and shall sit upon the ground and tremble at every moment and be astonished at thee. Oh.
Reading aloud, Miss Brent.
It is my custom to read a portion of the Bible every day.
Very good habit, that, I'm sure.
What luck did you have?
There's no color in the island. There's no caves. No one can hide anywhere.
That's right. Lamont, what about the house?
No one. I swear there's no one in the house except us. We've been through the whole place from the attic to the cellar.
Breakfast is getting cold.
Breakfast? Come on, Law, you've been yelping for breakfast since this morning. Let's eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Who knows, perhaps tonight.
Oh, you should be ashamed of such levity, Captain Lombard.
That's a manners will do you good, miss. Come on, General. No time for this. Breakfast, I say, sir.
Breakfast.
My God. One got left behind. There's a knife in Mackenzie's back.
He's dead! He's dead!
But he can't be. There's only us on the island. Who could have done it?
Precisely, my good sir. Can't you see? This cunning and clever criminal is always comfortably one stage ahead of us. He's aware of our every move and makes his own plans accordingly. There is only one place that a successful murderer could possibly hide and stand a reasonable chance of getting away with it.
One place? But where?
Here in this room. Mr. Owen is one of us.
So,
Well, Mr. Bloor?
I've been wanting to get you alone. Been thinking about what you said this morning about this damned murderer being one of us. I think you were right. I think I know which one it is.
You do you?
Did you ever hear of the Lizzie Borden case in America? Old couple, killed in their living room in the middle of the morning. Only person who could have done it was their daughter, a middle-aged, respected spinster. It was incredible. So incredible they had quit her. I never found another explanation.
So your solution to the problem is Miss Emily Brent.
That's right. She's mad as a hatter. Religious mad. She's the one, and we've got to keep an eye on her.
I was under the impression that your suspicions lay in a different quarter.
Oh, changed my mind on that. You know, I know why. She isn't scared. She's the only one who isn't. Because she knows she's not any...
We've made some coffee. It's cold in here.
Yes, yes it is, and you'd never have thought it. What a beautiful day it started out to be this morning.
Are Captain Lombard and Rogers still out?
Yes, but it won't do no good. No boat could go out in this and couldn't land anyway.
Miss Brents.
Oh.
Allow me.
You were right to insist on our going to lunch and drinking some brandy with it. I feel better.
The court always adjourns for lunch.
All the same, it's a nightmare. It seems as though it can't be true. What are we going to do about it?
We must convene an informal court of inquiry. We may at least be able to clear a few innocent people.
You haven't got any hunches about all this, have you, Miss Brent? Claythorne?
If Miss Claythorne suspected one of the three of us, that would be rather an awkward question.
I'm sure it isn't any of you. If you ask me who I suspected, I'd say Dr. Armstrong.
Armstrong?
Yes, because don't you see, he's had far and away the best chance to kill Mrs. Rogers. Terribly easy for him as a doctor to give her an overdose of sleeping stuff.
But somebody else gave her the brandy, remember?
Her husband had plenty of opportunity to administer a drug.
No, it's not Rogers. He wouldn't have the brains to pull all of this off, or the money either. And besides, he's scared as hell. You can see it.
My
something like a storm out there.
Oh, it's over you. Who did you think it was? Beatrice Taylor?
No chance of rescue while this keeps up. Is that coffee? Good, I'm taking a coffee now.
Oh, well, such restraint in the face of danger is nothing short of heroic.
I do not, of course, profess to be a weather prophet. However, I would guess that even if a boat were aware of our plight, it would be unable to reach us in less than 24 hours. Even after the winds die down, the seas still have to settle.
Oh, you're awfully wet.
Is anyone a swimmer? Could we just, like, swim to the mainland from here?
It's over a mile, and in this sea you'd be dashed on the rocks and drowned.
Drowned. Drowned in the pond.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Prince.
After dinner nap, eh?
It's terribly cold in here.
Would you like me to start a fire, miss?
That would be a good idea.
It's a sound scheme, Rogers.
Yes. By the way, has anybody seen what's become of the curtain in the upstairs bathroom? It's missing.
Really, Rogers? Are you going bats too?
No, sir. The scarlet oil silk, it's disappeared.
Well, has anyone seen a scarlet oil silk person? No luck, Rogers. I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
All right. I just thought I'd mention it as it seemed odd, that's all.
Everything on this island is odd.
Well, let me go get some sticks together. I'll gather a few knobs of coal and we'll get that fire started right away.
I wonder if you would like a nice hot cup of coffee. He's awfully wet. Rogers!
What's become of Armstrong?
He's gone to his room to rest.
Someone's probably battered in one by now.
I expect he had the good sense to bolt his door.
It won't be so easy now we're all on guard.
I would not be overly confident if I were you, Mr. Blore. In fact, I intend very shortly to propose certain precautions I think we should all adopt for our own protection.
Against whom?
Against each other. We are all in grave danger. Of the 10 people that came to this island, 3 have been definitely cleared. And that leaves 7. 7 little soldier boys.
One of whom is a bogus soldier boy.
Exactly.
Well, in spite of what Miss Claiborne says, I think that you, Sir Lawrence, and Dr. Armstrong are above suspicion. He's a famous doctor, and you're well known across the country.
That proves absolutely nothing, Mr. Moore. Judges have gone mad in the past. So have doctors. So have policemen.
Yeah. So did he want coffee?
He'd rather make himself a nice cup of tea. What about Dr. Armstrong? Do you think we ought to take him up a cup?
I will take it up if you like.
I'll take it up. I want to go change anyway.
Yes, you ought to. You'll catch cold.
I think Dr. Armstrong would prefer if I were to take it up. He may not admit you, Captain. He might be afraid of your revolver.
Oh, yes. It's that revolver. I've been meaning to speak with you about that.
Do go and change.
What were you going to say?
Well, I'd like to know why you brought a revolver on what's supposed to be a little, social visit.
Oh, you do you?
Yes.
Well, I've led a rather adventurous life. Got in the habit of carrying a revolver around with me. Been in a jam once or twice. It's a nice feeling, you know? Having a gun handy, isn't it?
Well, no, we don't carry them. Now, I want the truth about that gun.
What a damn suspicious fellow you are, though.
Well, I know a fishy story when I hear one.
Really?
If it's about that revolver, I'd like to hear what you have to say about that.
Oh. Well, I was invited as a guest of Mr. and Mrs. Owen. said it would be worth my while. The writer said he heard I was a good man to have in a tight spot. Said that there might be some danger, but I'd be all right if I kept my eyes open.
I'd have never fallen for that.
Yes, well, I did. I was bored. My God, how I was bored in this tame country. You have to admit, it was an interesting proposition.
Bit too vague, for my liking.
That was the whole charm of it all, though. It aroused my curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat, Captain.
Yes. Quite.
Do go and change, please.
I'm going. Maternal instinct, I think they call it.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's a tall story. If that's true, why didn't he tell it to us last night?
You may have thought that this was exactly the emergency for which he'd be prepared.
Well, perhaps it is.
I hardly think so. It's just Mr. Owen's little bit of cheese to get into the trap with the rest of us. He must have known him well enough to rely on his curiosity.
Well, if that's true, he's wrong in that young man. I shouldn't trust him a yard.
Are you such a good judge of truth?
We must get out of here. We must before it's too late.
What we must not do is give away to nerves.
Sorry, rather a case of physician heal thyself. I have been overworked and run down lately.
Sleeping badly?
Yes, I keep dreaming. Hospital, operations, a knife at my throat.
Real nightmares.
Yes. Do you ever dream that you're in a courtroom sentencing a man to death?
Are you referring, perhaps, Doctor, to a man named Edward Seaton? I can assure you I lose no sleep over the likes of Edward Seaton. Particularly brutal and cold-blooded murder. The jury liked him. They were inclined to let him off. I could see. However, I cooked Seaton's goose.
It is quite cold in here.
Oh, I wish Rogers would hurry up.
It's Rogers. It's been gone a long time. Where is he?
He said he's got to get some sticks.
Sticks. Sticks. My God, sticks.
My God!
Oh.
There's one missing. No, there are only 6.
There are only 5!
5?
Rogers and Lombard?
Oh no, not fair. Oh.
Rogers! Hey, Rogers, old boy! Where are you,
Where
Rogers?
the hell is Blow on to like a madman?
Oh, Philip.
Have you seen Rogers?
No, why should have I?
2 more soldiers have gone.
2?
I thought it was you.
No, I was
Oh.
Well, what is it?
He's in the scullery.
Is he?
He's dead, all right.
Oh. How?
With an axe. In the back. Someone must have snuck up behind him while he was bent over the woodbine. Gruesome, isn't it?
Oh, one chopped himself in half. And then there was 6.
Stop it, Vera! Stop it! She'll be alright.
Give her another.
What's next, boys? Bees? Do they even keep bees on the island?
What? What are you talking about?
It's the next verse. 6 little soldier boys playing with a hive. A bumblebee stung one. Bumblebee stung one. All pretty spry. Nothing wrong with any of them. Unless... Whisper.
hypodermic syringe.
The modern bee sting.
While she was sitting there, one of us.
One of us.
Which of us?
Five little soldier boys sitting in a row, looking at each other, waiting for the blow. New verse up to date.
I hardly think this is a moment for facetiousness.
Just trying to relieve the gloom. Damn that electric plant for going down. Let's play a nice round game. We can make one up called Suspicions. A suspects B, B suspects C, and so. We can start with Blore. It's not too hard to guess who Blore suspects. Sticks out a mile. I'm your fancy, aren't I, Blore?
I wouldn't disagree with you on that.
Quite wrong, you know. Abstract justice isn't my line. If I was going to commit murder, there'd have to be something in it for me.
All I can say is, you've acted suspiciously from the start. Told two different stories, brought a revolver down here with you, and now you say, I've lost it.
I have lost it.
A likely story.
What do you think I've done with it? I've suggested myself that you should all search me.
You haven't got it on you. You're far too clever for that. You know where it is.
You mean I've cached it for the next time?
Shouldn't be surprised at that.
Why don't you use your brains, Blore? If I wanted to, I could have shot the lot of you by now. Pop, 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 pop.
Well, that's not the big idea, is it?
Oh, the crazy touch?
Yeah.
God, man, I'm sane enough.
Well, doctor says there's some lunatics you wouldn't know as lunatics. That's true enough if you ask me.
We shouldn't just sit here doing nothing. Surely there's something that we could be doing if we lit a bonfire.
Oh, no, not Miss Weber.
It is a question, I am afraid, of time and patience. The weather will clear, then we can do something. Light a bonfire. Heliograph. Signal.
A question of time. Time? We can't afford time. We shall all be dead.
I am confident that the precautions we have now all adopted will be adequate.
I tell you all, we shall all be dead. All but one. He's thinking of something else. He's thinking right now.
Poor Louise. What was her name? Khalees. Was it nerves that had you do her in, Doctor?
No. Drink. I used to be a heavy drinker. God help me, I was drunk when I operated. Quite a simple operation, really. My hand was shaking all over the place, but I can remember her now, a big, heavy, countrified woman. And I killed her.
So I was right. That's how it was.
Sister knew, of course, but she was loyal to me or to the hospital. I gave up drink, gave it up altogether, and I went in for a study of nervous diseases.
Very successfully.
1 or 2 lucky shots. Good results with 1 or 2 important women. They talked to their friends. the last year or two, I've been so busy I haven't known which way to turn. I've gone to the top of the tree, so to say.
Until Mr. Unknown Owen, and then down comes Cradle, doctor and all.
Would you stop with your terrible smearing and joking?
Gentlemen, gentlemen, please. We can't afford to quarrel.
It's all right by me. I apologize.
It's this terrible inactivity that gets on my nerves.
We have taken, I am confident, the precautions necessary to ensure that the tragic events of earlier do not repeat themselves. We have all subjected ourselves to a search. Therefore, we know that no person has either firearms or a knife upon them. Additionally, we know that no one has poison or drugs of any sort. So long as we remain here within sight of each other, nothing can happen.
But we can't go on like this. We shall need food, sleep.
That's what I say. Food fighter, right?
The murderer's only hope at this point is to detach one of us from the others. So long as we prevent that from happening, we shall be safe.
Safe?
You're awfully silent, Vera.
There isn't anything to say. I wonder what the time is. It's this awful waiting for the hours to go by and yet feeling that they may be the last. What time is it?
8:30.
Oh, is that all?
More like this. How are we holding out on candles?
Oh, we've got a whole box here. The weather seems to be clearing up a bit. What do you say, Sir Lawrence? Sir Lawrence.
Perhaps we shouldn't be overly optimistic.
The murderer has everything on his side. Even the weather seems to be calling in with his plans.
Well, I could continue that discussion of doctors, of food. What does anybody say about some food?
If you like, I'll go out and open some tongue and make some coffee. But you four stay here. That's right, isn't it?
Not exactly. You see, Miss Claythorne, it might be inadvisable for any of us to eat or drink something that you prepare out of our sight.
Oh. You don't like me, do you?
It's not a matter of likes or dislikes.
Very few things get past you, Sir Lawrence. If you don't mind me saying so, and no offense, you're my fancy.
Now is hardly the time for any of us to be able to afford the luxury of taking offense, Captain.
But I don't think it's law. I could be wrong. I don't think he has the imagination for this kind of job. Though if I am wrong, and you are the murderer, I take my hat off to you, sir. But a damned fine actor.
Well, thank you. For nothing.
I don't think it's Armstrong. He hasn't got the nerve. You have plenty of nerve, Vera. But, on the other hand, you also strike me as eminently sane. Which means that you don't only commit murder, you had a thoroughly good motive.
Thank you.
I've thought of something.
Perfect. Animal, vegetable, and mineral.
That man says he's a police officer, but we've no proof of that. He only said so after the gramophone record when his name had been given. Before that, he was pretending to be a South African millionaire. Perhaps the police officer is another impersonation. What do we know about him? Absolutely nothing at all.
Oh, he's a policeman, all right. Take a look at his feet.
Aye. That's enough out of you, Lombard.
So now we all know where we are. By the way, Doctor, Miss Claythorne suspects you. Oh, yes, she does. Haven't you seen her shoot you a dirty look from time to time? It all works out rather prettily. I suspect Sir Lawrence. Blore suspects me. Armstrong suspects Blore. Vera... What about you, sir?
Quite early in the day, I came to a conclusion. It seemed to me that everything that had occurred pointed unmistakably towards one person. I am still of the same opinion.
Which one?
Well, no, I think it would be inadvisable for me to name that person at this time.
Inadvisable to the public interest?
Exactly.
What about a food idea?
No, we should stay here. We're safe here.
I can't say I'm hungry.
I'm not ravenous myself. You can go have a guzzle on your own, Blore.
What about if I bring a tin of biscuits in here?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, Blore,
Right?
an unopened tin.
Yeah.
It's just the wind blowing the curtains.
I wonder what happened to the bathroom curtain. The one that Rogers fixed.
The wildest stretch of imagination. I have no idea what some homicidal lunatic would want with a scarlet oil silk curtain.
Things seem to have been disappearing. Miss Brent lost a skein of knitting wool.
So, the murderer, whoever he or she is also a kleptomaniac?
How does it go? 5 little soldier boys.
Going in for law, one got in chancery.
In chancery, but how could that apply? Unless, of course.
Precisely, my dear, which is why I am sitting right here.
I have you cast as the role of the murderer, not the victim.
The term can also apply to a boxer.
Oh, well, perhaps we'll start ourselves up a free fight, eh? That would leave you out, my dear.
Oh, that awful rhyme. It keeps going round and round in my head. I think I'll remember it till I die. Mr. Blore's an old time.
Yes, I suppose the big bad wolf has got him by now.
I have asked you once already, Captain, to please try and curtail your rather peculiar sense of humor.
Sorry, sir. Must be a form of nervousness.
Check the seal.
Put your hands up. Hands up! Search it.
All right, Mr. Davis.
Enjoy this. It's the last time we do it.
No, thank you.
Oh, come now, you've had no dinner.
Oh, I couldn't eat anything.
I warn you, Blow will wolf down the whole lot.
I don't know why you need to be so funny about this. Starving ourselves won't do no good.
Maybe for you.
How are we holding out for cigarettes?
I haven't got any. I'll do.
Fortunately, I am a pipe smoker.
I've got a whole box upstairs in my suitcase. I'll get them. I can do with a cigarette myself. Oh, see that you all stay where you are.
That's better. biscuits are quite good.
What are they? Cheese?
Cheese and celery.
Girl ought to have had some.
Her nerves are in a bad state. I don't know that I'd agree with you on that, Doctor. Miss Claythorne strikes me as a very cool and resourceful young lady. Quite remarkably so.
So that's your idea? That she's the guilty party.
Hardly likely. A woman? You and I see women from slightly different angles, Doctor.
What would you gentlemen say to a spot of whiskey?
That's a good idea. Provided we tackle an unopened bottle. Vera? Vera!
What the hell? Who was with? My candle's out.
Who's that?
Philip, where are you? I lost you!
Here I am.
Oh, why can't we have some light? Oh, it's awful in the dark. You don't know where you are. You don't know where anyone is.
It's that damn draft blowing out all the candles.
Oh, where's Dr. Armstrong?
I'm hunting for the matches.
Oh.
Forget about matches. Get more candles.
Oh, I was horrified to death. It went right around my throat.
What did?
Oh, the window was open in my room and it blew out the candle as I opened the door. And then a long strand of seaweed touched my throat. Oh, I thought in the dark that I was being strangled by a wet hand.
No wonder you screamed.
Who hung the seaweed there?
I don't know.
Oh.
When I find out, they'll regret they were ever born.
Who's that?
It's alright, Miss Claythorne. It's only me.
Oh.
Here we are. I say, who fired that shot?
No, it sounds like him here. No. This heat, stay back. It's dead. He's been shot in the head.
Oh, one got in Chancery. And then there were four.
Miss Claythorne. Vera.
Oh, you got me out of the way. You got me to go upstairs for cigarettes. You put that seaweed there. You did it all so that you could kill that helpless old man in the dark. Oh, you're mad, all of you. Crazy. Oh, that's why you wanted the red curtain in the knitting wall. It was all planned long ago. For that. Oh my God! Let me get out of here!
Right.
soldier boys, sitting in a row, thinking as they guzzle, who's the next to go.
Philip.
It's all right, Miss Claythorne. I don't mind his joking so much. On a full stomach.
I must say, I was hungry, but all the same, I don't think I shall ever fancy tin tongue again.
It was wanting that meal. I feel a bit mad.
Been nearly 24 hours without food. Certainly lowers the morale.
Somehow, in the daylight, everything seems different.
Mustn't forget there's still a homicidal lunatic somewhere on the island.
Why is it one doesn't feel jittery about it anymore?
Because now we know. Not a shadow of a doubt who it is, eh, Blore?
That's right.
All the damn uncertainty before. Looking at each other, wondering which.
I said all along it was Dr. Armstrong.
That you did, my sweet. That you did. Until you went completely bat and accused all of them.
It seems rather silly in the light of day.
Very silly.
Allowing it was Armstrong. What do you suppose has happened to him?
We know what he wants us to think has happened to him.
What exactly did you find?
One shoe. One shoe just sitting prettily on the cliff edge. Inference? Armstrong's was completely off his onion and committed suicide.
All very circumstantial, though. Even down to that broken soldier we found lying up on the door.
I think that was rather overdoing it. A man wouldn't think of doing that if he was going to drown himself.
Quite so. That's why we don't think he actually drowned himself. He just had to make it look like he was the 7th victim, all according to the plan.
Suppose he really is dead.
I'm a bit suspicious of death without bodies.
How extraordinary to think there are 5 dead bodies in there, and we've been eating tin tongue.
The delightful feminine disregard for the facts. Well, there are 6 bodies, and they're not all in there.
No. She's right. There's only 5.
What about Miss Rogers?
I've counted her. She's the 5th.
Now look here. Marston, 1.
Yes.
Mrs. Rogers,
2.
2. General Mackenzie,
3.
Mrs. Brent,
4.
Rogers,
5.
Wargrave,
6. 7, 8, 9, Armstrong 10. You're right. Sorry, old boy.
You suppose it'd be an idea if we brought Miss Rogers down and chucked her in the morgue too?
I'm a detective, and not an undertaker.
For heaven's sake, stop talking about bodies. The point is, Armstrong murdered them.
Should have knew it was Armstrong straight away.
How do you suppose Armstrong got hold of your revolver?
I haven't an idea.
Tell me exactly what happened in the night.
Well, after you threw your fit of hysterics, we'll call it, went up to your room and locked the door. We talked a bit, decided we should do the same. Went to our rooms, locked the doors behind us.
About an hour later, I heard someone moving outside of my room. Went to check, tapped on Blore's door. He was there all right. Then I tapped on Armstrong's room. It was empty. So when I tapped on your room, told you to stay put and to not come out no matter what happened. Came downstairs. The window on the balcony was wide open. My revolver was sitting there beside it.
What do you suppose he chucked your revolver?
An accident? That boy. He's crazy.
Where do you think he is?
Lurking somewhere. Waiting to bat one of us.
We ought to search the house.
What? Walk into an ambush?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Are you certain you heard no one moving about after we'd gone?
Oh, I imagined all sorts of things, but nothing short of setting the house on fire would have got me to unlock my door.
Let's see. Just thoroughly suspicious.
Enough of this talking. What are we going to do?
If it was up to me, do nothing. Sit tight, take no risks.
No. I think we go find this fella.
What dog bulldog breed are you, Blore? Oh. And between friends, and without prejudice. You did go in for that bit of perjury, didn't you?
Well, I suppose it makes no odds now. Linda was innocent. The gang squared me and we put him away for a stretch. Mind you, I wouldn't say anything now if it wasn't that
We were all in the same boat, yes.
Well, couldn't very well say anything in front of Mr. Justice Wargrave, could I?
No, hardly.
That fellow Seaton he talked about. You suppose he was innocent too?
Certain of it. Wargrave had some reason for wanting him out of the way. Well, Blore, I'm glad you finally came down from your virtuous perch. I hope you made a tidy bit out of it.
Well, nothing like I ought to have. Hell, it's a mean gang, that Betty gang. I did get me promotion now.
Lender got penal servitude and died in jail.
Didn't know he was gonna die, could I?
No, that was your bad luck.
Yes, you mean?
Well, yours too. Because of that unfortunate event, you may find your own life cut unpleasantly short.
What, me? By Armstrong? I'll watch it.
You better. There's only 3 soldier boys left.
But what about you?
I'll be quite alright. I've been in tight places before, and I've gotten out of all of them. I plan to get out of this one. And besides, I've got my revolver.
Yes. Yes, you do. You say you found it lying over there by the window. What's to say you haven't had it all along?
Same old gramophone record. Never room in your head for more than one idea at a time, is there, Blore?
Well, no, it's a good one.
And you're sticking to it.
Well, I'd have thought of a better story than that if I were you.
Well, I just wanted to keep it simple for the policeman.
Hey! What's wrong with the police?
Oh, well, nothing, now that you've left the force.
Listen here. If you're an honest man as you claim.
Oh, come now, neither of us are honest.
Well, you're telling the truth, for once. I think you ought to do the square thing and chuck the revolver off the edge.
Don't be an ass.
Listen, I said I'm willing to go find this Armstrong fella. If I'm willing to do that, will you loan me your revolver?
No. The revolver is mine. It's my revolver. And I'm sticking to it.
Well, then, you know what I'm beginning to think?
You're not beginning to think it, you square-headed flatty. You thought it in the beginning and you're thinking it now. That I am the one and the only, you and unknown Owen, is that it?
I wouldn't contradict you there.
Well, you can think what you damn well please, but I warn you.
I think you are both behaving like a pair of children.
Sorry, teacher.
Of course, Captain Lombard isn't the unknown. The unknown Owen is Armstrong, and I'll tell you one very good proof of it.
Oh? What?
Think of the rhyme of 4 little soldier boys going out to sea. A red herring swallowed one, and then there were 3. Don't you see the subtlety of it? A red herring, that's Armstrong's pretended suicide, but it's only a red herring, so really he isn't dead.
That's quite ingenious.
To my mind, it's absolute proof. You see, it's all mad because he's mad. He takes a queer, childish, crazy pleasure in sticking to the rhyme and making everything happen in that way. Dressing up the judge, killing Rogers while he was chopping sticks, using a hypodermic needle on his bread when he might just as well have drugged her. He's got to make it all fit in.
Fit in? That might give us the point, eh? So where are we? 3. 3 little soldier boys walk in the zoo. A big bear hugged one, and then there were 2. You'll have a hell of a time with that one, eh? There's no bears on this island. I say, Captain Lombard, how about a nice bottle of beer? A beer.
Do stop thinking of your stomach, Law. This craving for food and drink will be your undoing.
There's plenty of beer in the kitchen.
Yes, if I wanted to get rid of you, the first place I'd think about putting a lethal dose was in a nice bottle of beer.
What's that? That's a boat. A boat. We've made it. We've beat him.
No! Wait!
Oh, God!
Law got his.
How?
Booby trap. All set. A wire strung across the door leading to something above.
Is he?
Oh, yes. Head stove in. Two bronze bear from the landing.
A bear? Oh, ghastly! It's this awful childishness!
I know. Godfall's a fool.
And now there are two.
Yes. Yes, now there are two. Have to be very careful of each other.
Oh, we shouldn't do it. They'll get us. We'll never get away from this island.
Yes, we will. I have been beaten, yes.
Oh, don't you feel that there's someone now in this room watching us, watching and waiting?
That's all just nerves.
Oh, then you do feel it.
No, I don't.
Please, Philip, let's get out of this house. Anywhere, but perhaps if that was a boat, they'll see us.
All right. All right. We'll go to the top of the island. It's sheer cliff on one side, and we can watch anyone approaching from the house on the other.
Anything's better than staying here.
Won't you be a little cold in that dress?
I'd be colder if I were dead.
Right. Good reconnaissance, then.
Oh, be careful, Philip, please.
Don't worry, I'm not Law. No windows up above. And hello. There's something washed up down by the rocks.
What? It looks like a body.
You better wait there. I'll go take a look.
Armstrong's body. Oh.
It's Armstrong. Drowned. Probably washed up in the high water mark.
So there's no one on the island? No one at all except us two.
Just us two. Now we know where we are.
Now we know where we are.
It was a clever trick with the wire. Quite neat. Walgrave always knew you were dangerous.
Oh, you can't possibly... Oh.
But you really did drown that boy after all.
I didn't, and that's where you're wrong. Please believe me. Please listen to me.
I'm listening. Let's make it a good story.
It isn't a story, it's the truth. I didn't kill that child. It was someone else.
Who?
A man. Peter's uncle. I was in love with him.
This is getting interesting.
Don't sneer. It was hell. Absolute hell. Peter was born after his father's death. If he'd been a girl, he would have got everything.
Well-known tale of the wicked uncle.
Yes. He was wicked. I didn't know. He said he loved me, but he was too poor to marry. There was a rock far out that Peter was always wanting to swim to. Of course I wouldn't let him, it was dangerous. One day we were at the beach and I had to go back to the house for something I'd forgotten. When I got back, I looked down and saw Peter swimming out to the rock. I knew he hadn't a chance, the current had got him already. I flew towards the beach and you tried to stop me. Don't be a fool, he said. I
everything went well off at the inquest? They just called you a plucky girl, and you stayed discreetly quiet about Hugh's involvement in it all.
Do you think anyone would have believed me? Besides, I couldn't. I really was in love with him.
It's a pretty story. I suppose Hugh let you down.
Do you think I ever wanted to see him again?
You are a well-accomplished liar, Vera.
Oh, can't you believe the truth when you hear it?
Who set the trap for Bloor, then? I didn't, and Armstrong's dead. I've broken most of the commandments in my time, and I am no saint. If there's one thing I won't stand for, it's murder.
Oh, you won't stand for murder? What about those natives you left to die in Africa?
That's the funny thing. I didn't.
What do you mean?
For once. Just once, mind you. I tried to play the hero. I risked my life to save the lives of my men. I left with my rifle, ammunition, and all of the crew. I made a chance for the bush on my own. As a miracle came on. There wasn't a time to save them. The rumor got around it was that I had deliberately abandoned my men. That's the world for you.
But do you expect me to believe that when you actually admitted the whole thing?
I know. I just love seeing the look on all their faces.
You can't fool me with a stupid lie like that! Oh!
Blast you!
Oh, like didn't I see it before? It's there in your face! The face of a killer!
I will not be fooled any longer, Vera.
No!
Cunning devil!
If you come one step nearer, I'll shoot!
Young. Lovely. Quite mad.
It's all come true. My tender soldier man. My ride! My ride! Silence in the court! If there's any more noise, I will clear this courtroom! Don't be frightened, dear. This is a court of justice. You'll get justice here. You are a ghost. You thought I was dead. Armstrong said I was dead. That was never part of my plan. Said we trapped the murderer. Fix up my death so I'd be free to spy on the guilty. He thought it an excellent plan. Came out to the cliff to meet me that night without suspicion. Sent him over with a push. So easily. He swallowed my red herring all right. You know, Vera Claythorne, all my life I've wanted to take life. Yes, to take life. I had to get what enjoyment I could out of sentencing the guilty to death. I always enjoyed that, but it was never enough. I always wanted to do it myself, with my own hands. But I am a judge of the High Court. I have a sense of justice. As between our sovereign lord the king and the prisoner at the bar, may true deliverance make. Guilty in the Lord. Yes. Guilty. You are all guilty. But the law couldn't. That's why I had to take the law into my own hands. My own hands. Silence in the court. Mackenzie Marston first. Then Mrs. Rogers, Barbertone in the branch. Mackenzie stabbed. Got Rogers with an axe against sticks. Doped Emily Brent's coffee so she wouldn't feel the hypodermic. Booby trapped for Blore. Blore was a fool. I always knew it'd be easy to get Blore. Returning that revolver was a clever touch. Made things interesting in the end. I always knew in the end the two of you would suspect each other. The question was who would win out. I was banking on you, my dear. The female of the species. Besides, it's always more exciting to have a girl at the end. Prisoner at the bar, do you have anything to say in your own defense before judgment is passed? Vera Elizabeth Claythorne, I sentence you to death.
Stop! I'm not guilty. I'm not guilty.
Oh, everyone says that. Must plead not guilty. Unless you're going for the all-out insanity defense, but you're not mad. I'm mad, but you're not.
But I am innocent. I swear it. I never killed that child. I never wanted to kill him. You're a judge. You know when a person is guilty and when they are innocent. I swear I am telling the truth.
So you really drown that boy?
No.
Interesting. Not that it makes any difference at this point.
What? No.
You're my last little soldier. One little soldier left all alone. He went and hanged himself. I must have my hanging. My hanging!
Judge, court's adjourned.
I thought you were dead. I thought I killed you.
Thank God women can't shoot straight. Straight enough, anyway.
I shall never forget this.
Yes, you will. You know there's another ending to that 10 little soldier boy's rhyme. One little soldier boy, left all alone. Then they got married. And then there were none.
For a minute I thought it was the boatman. That's what I thought. I thought it was the boatman. Did you? The only tour that's the only one it could be.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Excellent. I can hear it. Can you hear it? Oh yeah, I can hear now.
Doesn't seem that loud.